Good afternoon. Before we go too far with the conversation this afternoon, I wanted to apologize for the misunderstanding and miscommunication regarding the setup of the press conference. I realize that did create a bit of consternation. Having said that, I'm Jacqueline Seabrooks. I'm the police chief for the Santa Monica Police Department. This morning, just over 24 hours after yesterday's events, we're providing an update as to those aspects of the initial information that was disseminated yesterday, but we know to have changed over the course of the ongoing investigation. By way of providing you with a recap of what happened, on June 7th at 11:52 a.m., the police department received a call of shots fired in the area of the 2000 block of Yorkshire. Responding officers encountered both a structure fire and a shooting victim. As this was being investigated, the police department was provided with additional information regarding a potential suspect vehicle. We determined that vehicle was that of a carjacking, that was taken in a carjacking, and that the driver of that vehicle was a victim of that carjacking. The suspect forced the driver to drive towards Santa Monica College. Along the way at Cloverfield Boulevard, Cloverfield and Pico Boulevard, the suspect got out of the car and began firing indiscriminately. His rounds struck a passing municipal bus operated by the city's municipal bus line. 2 people on the bus sustained minor injuries. They were treated at local area hospitals. The bus continued along to Cloverfield and Olympic, where it stopped so that the folks on the bus could be treated. The suspect then forced the carjacking victim to drive to the area of 20th and Pearl. He got out of the car and shot at a Ford Explorer. One of the occupants of that Ford Explorer was killed. The other is in grave condition currently at a local hospital. The suspect walked along the campus, shooting as he went along. He encountered an unidentified woman in front of the campus library. He executed her, and she died, or he shot her. She later died at an area hospital. The suspect entered the library. He attempted to kill several library patrons who were hiding in a safe room. It's miraculous that those individuals were not physically injured. The suspect returned to the main area of the library, where he encountered 3 police officers, 2 from the Santa Monica Police Department and 1 from the Santa Monica College Police Department. Relying on their training and tactics, they were able to neutralize the suspect. The suspect was dressed all in black, including a non-load-bearing vest, meaning it did not have ballistic panels in it, but it was capable of carrying the same. He was armed with a .223 semi-automatic rifle, similar in type to an AR-15. He was in possession of multiple loaded magazines, and as he progressed through the campus, it's important to note that he dropped the large bag, which also contained additional loaded magazines, a handgun, and the upper receiver for an automatic rifle, semi-automatic rifle. The suspect has been informally identified. He died of multiple gunshot wounds. He's been connected to the address on Yorkshire, as well as an address in the Palms area of Los Angeles. Because the next of kin has not been notified at this point, his personal information will not be made public at this time. As soon as we have confirmation that notification has been made, the police department will publicize the information. We understand that his family may be out of the country, and we're making efforts to ensure that notification goes forward. I will confirm at this point, though, that the police department did have contact with this individual in 2006. However, because the individual was a juvenile at the time, I'm not at liberty to discuss the circumstances of that contact. I'm also aware that this individual and also potentially a family member who may have been involved in this circumstance were recently enrolled at Santa Monica College as recently as 2010. Yesterday's circumstances were such that the initial reports reflected a degree of inconsistency in the death count as well as in the numbers injured. The number killed in this tragedy totaled 4. 1 victim is currently at an area hospital in grave condition, and her prognosis is not good. The suspect is dead as well. So, including the suspect, yesterday's shootings left 5 individuals dead and 1 with a very grim prognosis, and others with injuries. We're unable to provide the names of the deceased, aside from that which was provided by Chief Vasquez, because again, the next of kin have not been notified by the LA County Coroner's Office. The Santa Monica Police Department and the Santa Monica Fire Department used a unified command structure to manage this large-scale investigation. To that end, we've been assisted in this complex, multifaceted investigation by various law enforcement partners, to include those at the federal, state, and local levels. We thank them for their assistance as this investigation continues. We want to express our condolences to the families of those who were killed by this cowardly murderer. Moving forward, the police department is now in an investigative phase. We're working with our criminal detectives, the district attorney's office as that relates to the inquiry regarding the officer-involved shootings, and with other law enforcement partners to assist us with processing the aspects of the various crime scenes that are along the continuum of the moving crime scene, as it were. I'll take a few questions.
Chief Seabrooks, what do you know? You said that you don't know the identity of the man, but what do you know about the motivation of why he went on the shooting rampage?
That's part of the investigation. We don't have that information at this point.
This was premeditated?
Well, I would presume that anytime someone puts on a vest of some sort, comes out with a bag full of loaded magazines, has an extra receiver, has a handgun, and has a semi-automatic rifle, carjacks folks, goes to a college, kills more people, and has to be neutralized at the hands of the police, I would say that that's premeditated.
So you believe he planned to go to the college and shoot people on campus?
That I don't know if he planned to go there, but that's where he ended up.
Chief, how did he obtain the weapons?
Is it the older brother or the younger brother who got to the shooting? Is it the brother from Mar Vista who was the shooter?
I can't confirm any of that at this point. That will be clarified as the investigation continues.
Chief, how did you
learn about his mental history?
I've not learned anything that I can disclose at this point.
Chief, the whereabouts of the guns, have you tracked who the owners are and how he was able to get them as well as the magazine clips?
The guns that he was in possession of at the time are in the custody of the county sheriff's department, their crime lab. We'll be working with the sheriff's department and the ATFE to do a trace on those weapons and obtain more information.
Registration, do you know who they're registered to?
Your response?
That's with the suspect's family members. Can you at least say that?
I can't confirm that at this time.
Do you know who the weapons are registered to?
That's part of the investigation at this point.
Chief, can you describe